I mean, last time I saw you, a lot has changed since then. I mean, do you feel like Oak Ridge is just 100 million miles away from where you are now?
Yeah, I mean, time's definitely flying by. I got to go to the last Oak Ridge game when they played Folsom a couple weeks ago, and just be able to sit there and watch them. I definitely remember my time there, but it's getting farther and farther away, and I just enjoyed my time there a lot. So I love to go back as much as I can, but I'm definitely getting older.
And it comes at kind of a weird time right now because I know Coach Cav is stepping away, and he's a guy I know that thinks the world of you, and you think the world of him. And just what does he mean to the Trojans, and what do you think of him moving on?
Yeah, Cav's been great. Personally, for my success as well, he's been someone that's been able to mentor me through football, especially through high school. And he's just done so much for Oak Ridge, high school and for that football program. I know he's got other things that he wants to do, and I called him and congratulated him and just said, you've done an unbelievable job and you made my high school experience worth it. And I know he's done that for a lot of other kids. So that's what it's like, and that's what you want to do when you become a high school coach is, be able to change people's lives in high school and do that through football. So I'm happy for him and excited to see what he does next.
Is it going to be hard to imagine the Trojans without him?
Yeah, I feel like next time I go to Oak Ridge, I won't know anybody there, from the staff to the players. I'm getting too old now.
How much did what happened at Oak Ridge High School get you prepared for the being on the center stage at Notre Dame?
A ton. Coach Cav, Coach Watson, they did an unbelievable job of just getting me prepared for the next level. They knew early, that I wanted to play at the next level and challenge myself and compete at the highest level. And they did a great job. I feel like that program, they're on the right path. They have been for a while. They compete at the highest level in California football, and that's what it's about. That's why you should go to Oak Ridge. I totally enjoyed my time there, loved it. You can't beat Friday Night Lights, honestly.
No doubt, no doubt. And then when you went on to Notre Dame, I knew you had, people I've talked to who know you really well know what a competitor you are. But did you ever think you'd exit Notre Dame as the winningest quarterback to ever?
It was never, no. I always went there and wanted to do, as best as I could, but I never thought about being the winningest quarterback there, especially with all the great quarterbacks who've gone there and the tradition and of all the great QBs who've been at Notre Dame. So it's a dream come true. I definitely couldn't do it without my, all my teammates and all my coaches, but it was something I never thought about.
I know, you do a lot of interviews right around this time, usually with NFL teams and stuff like that, but when you look back, you've probably had to do a lot of reflecting on what you've done in the past 5 seasons there. Yeah. For you, what stands out the most? What are you most proud
of? There's a lot to be proud of. I'm just going to Notre Dame is the best decision of my life, and we made it to 2 playoffs. I never lost a game at home. But still the greatest thing to me is being able to be voted by my teammates as a 2-time captain at Notre Dame. That means more to me than the wins and losses, just because my teammates voted me as someone that they can lean on throughout the whole entire season, twice at Notre Dame. So that's still my biggest accomplishment today, and that's what I'm most proud of.
Is there a day that goes by where people don't reference the Clemson overtime win?
Not really. I just talked about it earlier today. It's the best win. We stormed the field during a pandemic. That says it all. So it was an unbelievable win, and just you don't get the opportunity to play the #1 team in the country that often. So that's why you go to Notre Dame. You go to Notre Dame to play in big games like that, and you got to take advantage of it.
Does it feel like it's all that long ago since the last time you played in the final game to where you are right now?
It's been a long process, but it's been fun. I really am enjoying it. I feel like it's kind of like high school recruiting all over again. Now it's for a different step and going to the NFL, and it's been my dream. So I'm definitely not tired of it, but it feels like that Alabama game was a long time ago.
Yeah, and as you go through this process, I mean, I know in normal times you're kind of treated like a piece of meat at the combine. Now you don't really have that, but
right.
There's still people dissecting you and pinching and pulling and all
it's that. It's part of the game, especially with the scouts. It's different this year with the pandemic and everything going on. They're trying to get to know you over Zoom. It's hard. So I know they're doing, a lot of their research. That's their job, and they're nitpicking at you, and that's just kind of their profession. But there's money on the line now. It's different now. They don't want to mess up, and I understand it. So it's a good process.
You guys go by a structure, and your day is kind of mapped out before you. What's a typical day like since this process began?
Yeah, you get up, depending on the day or the team that's reached out, get on Zoom, do a Zoom interview, an hour long or whatever it may be, on the whiteboard, showing as much football and as much detail as you can in that hour, just trying to get to show your personality over the camera, and then work out, come out here, throw, and then repeat that process, and maybe do a few marketing things with your agent and stuff like that. But really, really focused, and just getting ready for this big day coming up.
Are you enjoying it?
I am definitely enjoying it. Really excited. It's been a process that I'm enjoying. Been looking forward to this day for a long time. So, whatever day it may be, I'm ready for it.
We're 2 days away from it actually kicking off, and it's a 3-day event. And just are there butterflies going in?
No, not really. I'm excited. All I want is a chance. Whatever round that may be. I feel ready for it. I feel ready to go out there and prove myself. And I don't want to be nervous. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. I want to enjoy it with my family. That's why I'm back home.
I think I know the answer to this question, but do you anticipate anything? Like, for example, do you go into it thinking, I think this might happen, or is it just completely wide open?
Maybe if you were a first top 10 pick, you might have a better understanding, but after that, it's really hard to tell. You meet with these teams, and even they don't know, as the draft goes on and they get the guys that they wanted, maybe it works out. If they don't, maybe you get pushed back. It's all part of this process, and you hear many stories about, teams you might not have ever talked to, and then they take you, and vice versa. So I don't really know, but I've had some good meetings, so I'm looking forward to it.
Being at Notre Dame, I mean, you're in the spotlight all the time. Did that help you kind of prepare for what's to come?
Definitely. We always talk about, we feel like at Notre Dame you got a big target on your back, especially playing the quarterback position. I just feel like it got me ready for the NFL. Notre Dame's, a lot of people love Notre Dame. They love what it stands for, and they care about winning. And when you go to the NFL, it's the same thing. So being able to play there, a lot of pressures, a lot of privileges, and that's just the QB position. So I think it's prepared me in the right way.
Final few for you. I know when it comes to the QB position, there's so much attention in this first round for some of these guys, and you're in that mix in terms of these guys you've competed against. What sets you apart differently from maybe what some of these people might see in this first round?
Yeah, 3 things I really pride myself on: my leadership, my accuracy, and my playmaking ability. It's just kind of the way I've played football my whole entire life, the way I've played quarterback. Just try to extend plays with my feet, use my feet to get around a little bit, keep my eyes up, and let the receivers make big plays downfield. And then as well as my leadership, being able to be a 2-time captain and lead these guys on and off the field. And then accuracy. That's just been something I pride myself on, throwing an accurate ball every single time. That's my job. So those are the 3 things I think, help me stand out.
So that's the type of football player that an NFL team will get, right?
That's what they're getting, yeah, exactly.
What is it that you want to stand out? Like, for example, like when you get into any situation, and I imagine it doesn't matter what team you go to, you played in cold weather, you played in warm weather, when they look at Ian Book at the end of the day as a leader, what do they see?
Yeah, somebody who loves the game and can win football games. That's all I try to do is win. That's my job, is to lead the offense down there and put points on the board. And was able to do that at Notre Dame. Want to show that I can do that at the NFL. Did it in high school, and that's my job. The QB is supposed to rally the guys, lead the guys, and score points and win football games. And it all comes down on your shoulders, win or lose. And at the end of the day, I feel like I can win a lot of football games.
How much do you feel you're ready?
I feel very ready. Yeah, very ready. My experience at Notre Dame, I think, just got me ready. Had an unbelievable 5 years there. Went through a lot of ups and downs, everything, and I just feel ready to pursue my dream of going to play in the NFL.
One guy I hear talk about you a lot this week was like Drew Brees. I mean, he's a guy that you guys get compared to a lot because of your physical stature.
Right.
Just what does it mean to all of a sudden he's coming over? He played 41. I mean, he's 41 years old playing in the NFL, and now he's becoming an analyst. What's it mean to hear?
Yeah, he's becoming an analyst for Notre Dame. It's funny. Just I wish he was doing it when I was still there. He's someone I look up to. He's one of the 3 quarterbacks I love watching, and he's someone I just love watching. He does the game, he plays the game the right way, and he's similar in stature. So he's someone I definitely model my game after.
And if there's those critics that say, "Yeah, he can't do it. He's too
look
short,"
at those guys.
Whatever.
Exactly.
What do you say to those? I mean, do you really use him as an example, or is there something different?
Definitely, you can use him as an example. Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield. Kyler Murray. I mean, there's a lot of them now. I feel like the game is changing, and those guys probably got doubted the same way a lot of other QBs are that are shorter. And the game's changing. It's about winning. It's about what's inside of you, and I think I definitely have those. So.
What would it mean to hear your name called this weekend?
Everything. Been a dream of mine to play in the NFL since I was 8 years old in 3rd grade. So. To get a call at any time, it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna have a good time with my family. That's why I'm here in town, and gonna go to that organization and give them everything I got.
What's the home setup gonna look like? Got a nice spread? Gonna have everyone over, all of El Dorado?
No, I'm family and my agent, and just get together and really enjoy it. It'll be, depends on what time it is here, but.
Sure.
enjoy it, sit by my phone and wait for it to ring.
And sometimes it's almost better not to hear your name the longer it goes. I mean, we've seen so many success stories of guys catching on.
Yep.
If that ends up being the path for you, how do you tackle that?
Yeah. Being an undrafted free agent,
Yeah.
same thing. Just go out there and willing to work as hard as you can. You know, let that fuel the fire, you know. But at the same time, they're still giving you an opportunity. That's what I want. So I'm going to make it work regardless.
Cool. You got anything?
My only question is, you know, looking back at your time here in high school, I know that there are a lot of kids who are going to look at you, and you're always referenced when we go out to Oak Ridge as, you know, whoever's going to take up that post that you left. Who are some of your mentors in high school? Do you still keep in contact with them in addition to Coach Cav?
Yeah.
And who might have been your inspiration when you were playing out here?
In high school, honestly, when I was a sophomore playing on varsity, it was my brother and all his friends, because they were the older guys, and they took me under their wing when I was a young sophomore playing my first season. So those are the guys I looked up to and wanted to play real hard for, and those are some of the guys that are in town this weekend that I'll see, you know, after the draft happens. But specific college players, you know, I had one college player that I really liked, was Baker Mayfield. I just liked the way he played the game. When he was at Oklahoma, I don't know, he's got some moxie to him, a little bit of swag, and I just like, he's a true competitor, so he's someone I've looked up to. But in this actual high school area, you know, I'm not really sure. I don't know if there was a specific QB I modeled my game after here in town, but there's a lot of greats that have gone through Oak Ridge that I remember being young and just remember, you know, wanting to play and be on varsity and do that, and then go to college, and now I'm here. So it kind of all goes by really fast.